My girlfriend said, "I'm going to my best friend's house today. Her mom is very sick, so I'll come back late at night." But I already knew where she was really going. An hour after she left, I went to the same best friend's house she had mentioned. Her mother was there, and she was perfectly fine. I took a selfie with her and sent it to my girlfriend. Then I took a screenshot of my girlfriend's live location and sent it to her ex's fiancé. After that, my phone suddenly started filling up with messages from my girlfriend. Messages that revealed some very uncomfortable truths. 1 week later, she stood outside my office, crying, waiting for me to come out. I'm 26, work in digital marketing, and until last Tuesday, I thought I had a pretty solid relationship. Her name was Amber. We'd been together for 2 years, lived separately but spent most weekends together, talked about moving in by summer. She was charming, funny, spontaneous, the kind of person who could make grocery shopping feel like an adventure. But there was always this small, nagging feeling I couldn't shake. Little inconsistencies. Stories that didn't quite line up. I told myself I was being paranoid. I wasn't. Amber had a best friend named Qley. They'd known each other since high school. One of those friendships that survive distance, drama, bad boyfriends, the whole package. I'd met Qley a handful of times. Nice enough. Quiet. A little awkward around me, but I figured that was just her personality. About 3 months ago, Amber started mentioning Qley's mom more often. Health issues. Something vague, chronic fatigue, maybe autoimmune stuff. Amber would say things like, "I need to check on Qley this weekend. Her mom's having a rough time." I didn't think much of it. That's what good friends do. But over time, these visits became more frequent. And they always seemed to happen on Saturday afternoons or random weekday evenings. She'd text me, heading to Qley's. "Her mom's really struggling today. I'll be back late." And I'd say, "No problem, babe. Let me know if you need anything." Except 2 weeks ago, something didn't sit right. It was a Thursday evening. Amber texted me around 6. "Hey, babe. Qley just called. Her mom had a bad episode today. I'm heading over there now. Probably won't be back until late tonight. Love you." I stared at the message. Something felt off. Maybe it was the timing. Thursdays were usually our night. We'd established this routine where I'd pick up Thai food from this place near her apartment, and we'd watch whatever show we were binging. She'd never canceled on a Thursday before. Or maybe it was the phrasing. Bad episode sounded clinical, rehearsed. Like she'd practiced saying it. But I didn't want to be that guy. The suspicious, controlling boyfriend who questions every little thing. So I replied, "Okay, take care of her. Text me when you're on your way home." She hearted the message. Then nothing. I tried to distract myself. Ordered the Thai food anyway. Ate it alone while scrolling through Netflix. Watched half an episode of something I wasn't paying attention to. But the nagging feeling wouldn't leave. It sat in my chest like a stone. Around 7:30, I opened her contact and noticed something I'd never paid attention to before. Her location sharing was still on. We'd enabled it months ago during a road trip to Big Sur when we kept losing each other at rest stops. Just never turned it off. I tapped it. She wasn't at Qley's house. She was across town, at an address I didn't recognize. Somewhere in the Marina District. My heart started pounding. I told myself there could be a reasonable explanation. Maybe Qley moved. Maybe her mom was at a different facility. Maybe they were at a hospital. Maybe I was being ridiculous and paranoid, and exactly the kind of boyfriend I never wanted to be. But I couldn't let it go. I opened Instagram. Found Qley's profile. She'd posted a story an hour ago. A photo of her golden retriever sprawled on a rug, captioned "Cozy Thursday Night" in paw prints. The background showed her living room. The same living room I'd seen when I picked Amber up there once. She was clearly at home. Alone. I sat there for a long moment, staring at my phone. The Thai food container sat half empty on my coffee table. My show was still playing. Everything felt surreal, like I was watching my life from outside my body. Then I made a decision that felt both insane and completely justified. I grabbed my keys and drove to Qley's house. 20 minutes later, I was standing on Qley's front porch in the Sunset District, my stomach in knots. Her house was a narrow Victorian painted sage green, with a small garden out front that Qley was always posting about. I could see lights on inside. I knocked. Qley answered, wearing sweatpants and an oversized Cal hoodie. She looked confused. "Oh, hey, what are you doing here?" "Hey, Qley. Sorry to just show up unannounced. I was in the neighborhood and thought I'd check in. Amber mentioned your mom's been having a hard time lately. Is she okay? Qley blinked. My mom. Yeah. Amber said she's been really sick. That's why she's been coming over so much. Qley's confusion deepened. She tilted her head slightly. My mom's fine. She's in the kitchen right now making chamomile tea. Do you want to come in? My chest tightened. She's here? Right now? Yeah. She's been staying with me this week while her master bathroom gets renovated. Some pipe issue. You know how old houses are. I forced a smile, but my mind was racing. That's great. I'm really glad she's okay. Amber made it sound pretty serious. Qley frowned. That's weird. I haven't even talked to Amber in like 2 weeks. We've both been busy. The stone in my chest turned to ice. Qley stepped aside. Do you want to come in? Say hi to my mom. Sure. Yeah, that'd be great. I followed her into the house. It smelled like lavender and baking bread. Her dog came bounding up to me, tail wagging. I scratched behind his ears while my brain tried to process what was happening. We walked into the kitchen. Qley's mom, Carol, was standing by the stove in a floral blouse and jeans, looking perfectly healthy. Rosy-cheeked. Relaxed. She turned and smiled when she saw me. Oh, hello. I didn't know we were having visitors. Hi, Carol. Good to see you. You're looking really well. She laughed, a warm, genuine sound. Well, thank you. I'm feeling pretty good these days. Finally got my vitamin D levels back up. Qley leaned against the counter. Carol's basically been my house guest and personal chef. I'm going to miss her when she goes back home. Carol waved her hand. Oh, stop. You've been so sweet letting me crash here. I pulled out my phone. My hands felt clammy. Carol, would you mind if I took a quick selfie with you? My mom's always asking about Qley's family. She met you at that barbecue last year. I'd love to send her a photo. Carol beamed. Of course, dear. How thoughtful. I held up my phone, put my arm around her shoulders, and snapped a picture. Both of us smiling. Carol's healthy, glowing face right there in frame. The kitchen clearly visible in the background. The timestamp in the corner reading 8:47 p.m. I thanked them both, made some excuse about needing to get going. Early meeting tomorrow, you know how it is, and left. Sitting in my car outside Qley's house, I opened the photo. My hands were shaking. I stared at it for a solid minute. Carol's smile. The cozy kitchen. The undeniable proof that everything Amber had been telling me was a lie. I sent it to Amber with no message. Just the photo. Then I opened her location again. Still at that same address in the Marina District. I took a screenshot. Zoomed in so the street name was clearly visible. And then I did something I probably shouldn't have done, but in that moment, it felt like the only move that made sense. I knew Amber's ex. His name was Trevor. They'd dated for 3 years before me. The breakup had been messy. Lots of tears, some screaming matches in parking lots, the whole dramatic ending. But they'd eventually gone no contact. Amber had made a big deal about blocking him on everything. About 6 months ago, Amber mentioned, casually, almost too casually, that Trevor had gotten engaged to a woman named Stephanie. She'd shown me Stephanie's Instagram. Look how happy he is. Good for him, honestly. She'd said it with this wistful tone that I'd found odd at the time, but dismissed. I didn't know Stephanie, but I found her on Facebook. Her profile was public. Pretty woman, dark hair, worked in tech. Lots of photos of her and Trevor hiking, at breweries, looking genuinely happy. I sent her a message. Hi, Stephanie. You don't know me, but I'm dating Trevor's ex, Amber. I think there's something you should know. I attached the screenshot of Amber's location. The address, clearly visible. The timestamp. Then I wrote, this is where Amber is right now. I think you should check if Trevor's home. I hit send before I could second guess it. Within 2 minutes, my phone started blowing up. Amber, what the hell is this? Amber, why are you at Qley's house? Amber, why did you send me that picture? Amber, this isn't funny. Amber, call me right now. I didn't respond. I just stared at the messages coming in, one after another, the notifications lighting up my screen like fireworks. Then my phone buzzed with a call. Amber's photo, the one I'd taken of her at Ocean Beach, laughing with the sunset behind her, filled my screen. I declined it. She called again immediately. Declined. A text. You're acting insane. I can explain everything. Another text. Please just talk to me. Another. You're embarrassing yourself. Another. Fine. Don't answer. But you're way out of line. I turned off my phone completely and drove home in silence. The next morning, I woke up to my phone vibrating continuously on my nightstand. I turned it back on out of habit. 43 messages and 12 missed calls. Most were from Amber. The tone had shifted dramatically overnight. Early messages: angry, defensive, attacking. You had no right to go to Kelsey's house like some stalker. You're acting like a controlling psycho. I was helping a friend, and you made it weird and creepy. Middle messages: bargaining, justifying. Okay, I should have been more honest about where I was. But it's not what you think. Can we please just talk face to face? I miss you. I made a mistake, but it wasn't anything serious. Recent messages: desperate, unraveling. I'm so sorry. I really messed up. I was confused about my feelings. Trevor means nothing to me. It was a stupid mistake. Please, please don't throw away 2 years over this. I love you. I'll do anything. Literally anything. Just talk to me. I didn't reply to any of them. But there was another message. From a number I didn't recognize. Hi, this is Stephanie. Thank you for telling me. I confronted Trevor last night when I got your message. He tried to deny it at first, but eventually admitted everything. They've been seeing each other for 3 months. Meeting up at his place when I was working late or traveling for work. I'm leaving him. Moving my stuff out this weekend. I'm sorry you're going through this too. You deserve better than this. I sat on the edge of my bed, reading it over and over. 3 months. 3 months of Kelsey's mom is sick. 3 months of elaborate lies. 3 months of Thursday nights she canceled. Weekend afternoons, she was busy. Evenings she came home smelling like cologne that wasn't mine. I got ready for work in a daze. Showered. Made coffee. Went through the motions. My coworkers noticed I was off, but didn't push. I kept my head down, answered emails, attended meetings. By Monday, I thought things had settled into a new, painful normal. I'd blocked Amber's number. Deleted her from social media. Started telling close friends what happened. Most were supportive. A few were genuinely shocked. They'd liked Amber. Thought we were solid. My friend Ryan said, "Man, I never saw that coming. She seemed so into you." Yeah, well, people surprise you. I went to work Tuesday morning feeling slightly more stable. Like maybe I could actually move forward. Then around noon, my coworker Jade came up to my desk. She had this uncomfortable look on her face. "Hey, there's someone outside asking for you." I frowned. "Who?" She hesitated. "A girl. She's been out there for like 20 minutes. She looks really upset." Security asked if she's okay, but she said she just needs to talk to you. My stomach dropped. What does she look like? Blonde. Blue jacket. Sitting on the bench by the entrance. Damn it. Jade touched my shoulder. "Do you want me to call security? Have them ask her to leave?" "No. I'll handle it." I walked to the front entrance. Through the glass doors, I saw her. Amber. She was sitting on the concrete bench outside the building, mascara streaked down her face, holding her phone in both hands like she was waiting for a text that wasn't coming. Her hair was pulled back in a messy bun. She was wearing the blue jacket I'd bought her for Christmas. Jade stood beside me. "Are you sure you don't want me to get security?" "I'm sure." "Thanks, Jade." I pushed open the door and stepped outside. Amber looked up the moment she heard the door. Her eyes were red and swollen, raw from crying. "Please," she said, her voice breaking. "Please just talk to me." "What are you doing here, Amber? You won't answer my calls. You block me everywhere." I didn't know what else to do. She stood up, wiping her face with her sleeve. "I needed to see you. To explain." "Explain what?" "That you've been sneaking around with your ex for 3 months while lying to my face about visiting a sick woman who isn't even sick." She flinched like I'd slapped her. "It wasn't like that." "Then what was it like?" "It started as nothing. Trevor reached out a few months ago. Said he wanted closure. To apologize for how things ended between us. I thought it was harmless. Just coffee. Just talking about old times. And then..." Her voice dropped. "And then it became more. But I swear, I didn't plan it. I didn't want it to happen. I was confused. I still had feelings I thought I'd dealt with. I didn't know how to stop it without hurting everyone. So you just kept lying. I was going to tell you. I was going to end it with him. I just needed time to figure out how. You had 3 months, Amber. Plenty of time." She stepped closer, reaching for my arm. I pulled back. "I love you. I made a horrible, stupid mistake, but I love you. You're the one I want to be with. You don't cheat on people you love. People make mistakes. People get confused. It doesn't mean everything we had was fake. It means enough of it was." Her face crumpled. "Please. I'll do anything. Therapy. Couples counseling. I'll give you complete access to my phone. Whatever you need to trust me again. I need you to leave. Please. Go home, Amber." She stood there, trembling, tears streaming down her face. For a moment, I almost felt sorry for her. Almost felt the urge to comfort her the way I had 100 times before when she was upset. Almost. "I can't lose you," she whispered. "You already did." She didn't leave right away. She stayed on that bench for another hour. I watched from inside, through the window near my desk. Coworkers walked by, glanced out, asked if I was okay. I said I was fine. Eventually, she stood up, looked at the building one last time, like she was hoping I'd come back out. And then she walked away, shoulders hunched, phone still clutched in her hand. A week passed. I heard through mutual friends that Amber and Trevor's situation had completely imploded. Stephanie had posted about the breakup publicly. Nothing too detailed, just something about betrayal and moving forward. People figured it out. Trevor's reputation took a hit. Amber deactivated her Instagram entirely. Kelsey reached out to me, apologized profusely for not knowing what Amber was using her family for. Said she felt horrible and betrayed too. I told her it wasn't her fault. She couldn't have known. I also heard from Stephanie again. We ended up talking a few times. She was handling it better than I expected. Strong person. She said she'd already found a new apartment, was focusing on work, had started rock climbing to clear her head. "It's funny," she said during one of our calls. "You think you know someone. You build a life with them, and then you realize you were living with a stranger." Yeah, I know the feeling. As for me, I'm doing okay. Some days are harder than others. I deleted old photos from my phone, packed up the things she'd left at my place, a toothbrush, some books, a hoodie, and dropped them off at her apartment building lobby. Started going to the gym more. Spent more time with friends. Picked up a new hobby, started learning guitar. People keep asking if I regret the way I handled it. If sending that screenshot to Stephanie was too far. If I should have just confronted Amber privately instead of blowing everything up. Honestly, I don't think so. Amber made her choices. She built an elaborate web of lies. She hurt multiple people in the process. I just made sure the truth came out. 3 weeks later, I ran into Kelsey at a coffee shop in the Castro. She was with her mom, Carol, the woman from the infamous selfie. Carol didn't recognize me at first, but when Kelsey reminded her, she laughed. "Oh, you're the one who wanted the picture. How's your mother doing?" I smiled. "She's great. Thanks for asking." Kelsey pulled me aside while Carol ordered at the counter. "I'm really sorry about everything. Amber called me last week. She's a complete mess. Asked if I thought she had any chance of getting you back." "What did you tell her?" "I told her she should probably focus on figuring out why she did what she did instead of trying to fix something she destroyed." "Good advice." Kelsey nodded. "For what it's worth, I think you handled it way better than most people would have. A lot of guys would have lost it. Made a scene. You just got the truth out there and walked away. Seemed like the right thing to do." As I left, I glanced back at Carol, happily sipping her tea at a corner table. Perfectly healthy. Perfectly fine. Living her best life, completely unaware that she'd been the unwitting centerpiece of someone else's lie. And I couldn't help but think, if Amber had just told the truth from the start, none of this would have happened. No confrontations. No public breakups. No crying outside office buildings. But she didn't. She chose the lies. The deception. The comfort of having two people instead of making a choice. And now she's the one sitting alone, wondering how it all fell apart so fast. Meanwhile, I'm moving forward. Learning guitar. Meeting new people. Rebuilding. Some days I still think about her. About the good times we had. The trips we took. The lazy Sunday mornings. The inside jokes. But then I remember that photo. Carol's smiling face. The timestamp. The lie that unraveled everything. And I remember that I deserve someone who doesn't need to invent sick relatives to cover their tracks. I deserve someone who tells the truth. And I'm willing to wait until I find that person.